Welcome to 2 to 4 Wheels ZA, a platform where I cover everything motoring related, from cars to bikes to the latest motoring news. And that is what brings us here today, right? Now, a press release has been issued by the Automobile Association of South Africa, the AA, quite a reputable organization in South Africa. And it has come out that Toyota and the Corolla Cross are, how do I put this? Plainly, the Corolla Cross only has a 2-star global NCAP safety rating for adult passengers. So it is a concern. It is a concern that the AA is raising, rightfully so. And yeah, let's break this whole thing down and get into it, right? So the Corolla Cross is built in South Africa. For those of you who don't know, it's a proudly South African product built right here. And the issue with this safety thing, 2 stars, it's very little, is only concerning vehicles that are allocated to the African market. So how they split it is there's an African market, which includes us, South Africa, and there's a global market, which is Europe and other countries. So this safety issue only pertains to vehicles that are allocated to our market, not the European market, right? So the 2-star global NCAP safety rating is for adult occupants. And just to give you guys an understanding of how the whole NCAP safety rating system works, you get all kinds of NCAP safety ratings. You get the global NCAP safety rating, which is what applies to us, and you get the Euro, and you get the CNCAP, etc., etc. They all are good. It's just that with cars that are sold here in SA, those cars go through the global NCAP safety rating. So it is just as good. So the cause of this 2-star rating for the Corolla Cross is due to the absence of standard side head protection. So there isn't anything here. There isn't a curtain airbag to protect adults like you and I. Now, this is quite a concerning thing for the brand, at least the way I see it, because believe it or not, the Corolla Cross is kind of Toyota's cash cow, right? That is the highest selling Toyota month after month after month, ever since the car was launched years ago. I drove it years ago when they first launched it out in Cape Town. And they sell a lot of those because of the price. The price is good. It is a good car. It's a Toyota, for crying out loud. So if there's an issue here, it might affect Toyota South Africa in the pockets. Probably not globally because they do export the car to other countries. Now, these were the findings from the global NCAP test. This is what they found after they tested the Corolla Cross and gave it a 2-star rating for adults. Firstly, and I'm going to put it up on the screen, the footwell area was found to be unstable and not capable of withstanding further loadings. That is the footwell. Scary stuff. The side pole, or rather side pole impact, was not performed on the car, as the car does not offer standard side head protection for front and rear rows, which essentially means if as an adult you're sitting in the front or in the back, your pip is kind of screwed. So there's not sufficient or not enough head protection for adults, which is why they didn't even conduct the side pole impact test on this vehicle. Side impact showed good protection to the abdomen and pelvis with adequate protection to the chest. Okay, that is great. Child protection receives 3 stars owing to the lack of passenger airbag disconnection and the head of the 3-year-old dummy being exposed to both side and frontal impact tests. That last part, not sure what it means, but these were the findings. So the CEO of Global NCAP also weighed in on this entire thing, which is quite interesting, right? So this is Richard Woods, and he was quoted as saying, manufacturers like Toyota know how to build safer vehicles, and consumers in Africa deserve the same levels of safety performance which are fitted standard in other parts of the world. I think that is very fair. If countries in other parts of the world, Europe and all the other countries that Toyota SA is exporting the Corolla Cross to, are receiving vehicles that are safe for adults and passengers, I think it's only fair that Africans like you and I also receive the same level of safety from Toyota SA. So Richard goes on to say that highlighting this disparity and democratizing, that word catches me every single time, vehicle safety in Africa is a global NCAP priority. So they're going to be pushing to get things right with Toyota. And essentially apply the pressure. So I personally reached out to Toyota SA because I think it's only fair to reach out to them and get comment from them and let them have a say and explain their side of the story. They responded, and the response is a PR response. It's a very corporate and PR response, understandably, because they are a big organization. And this is basically what they had to say. Toyota South Africa Motors, TSAM, is aware of the statements issued by the Automobile Association, which is the AA, regarding the latest global NCAP results for the Corolla Cross. The results relate to specifications which do not compromise the structural integrity of the vehicle, notwithstanding, big words, this. TSAM confirms that the locally manufactured Corolla Cross meets and exceeds all applicable local legislative safety requirements, right? So my takeaway there is that they know about the issue, they acknowledge it, which is good. That's, honorable of them. But they also go on to say that the car basically meets local legislative safety requirements, which in my understanding is them saying, well, it meets the bare minimum requirements, of the government. We all know our government doesn't have high standards. And therefore, if it meets those requirements, shappies, all good, right? They do go on to list all the safety equipment that the Corolla Cross does have, which it actually does have quite a bit of safety in it. I was actually quite impressed reading through this. You can read through it yourself. And lastly, Toyota SA says that the global NCAP results coincide with an ongoing internal review of standardized curtain shield airbag fitments across the entire Corolla Cross range for the local market. So what they're saying here is that, well, we were actually looking into this when these guys discovered this issue, and I sure as hell hope that they were looking into it, and they are basically considering producing our vehicles, like for Africans, with curtain airbags, which I assume that the European spec of the Corolla Cross does have curtain airbags, which is why it's safer than our vehicle. Now, I really do hope Toyota SA does get to the bottom of this because, the brand has had a good reputation so far in the country. It's probably one of the most, if not the most reliable brands in the country. And I don't think they would want to allow this to tarnish their reputation or actually lose all that revenue that the Corolla Cross generates for them. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Does this change the way that you see Toyota as a brand in South Africa, or does it change nothing at all? Let me know.